The city of Macau generates more revenue from its casino industry than the U.S. generates in an entire year. According to Statista Corporation, one of the world's leading online statistic companies, Macau casinos generate over $45 billion per year. According to the Center for Gaming Research at the University of Nevada, the U.S. casinos made just under $39 billion in that same year. This is more than a $6 billion difference. Now, this is quite the accomplishment for any city to outdo an entire country. Now, especially for Macau, this is not necessarily a good thing for them. In fact, there are some negative effects that come along with this. Now, you may be wondering, why does this affect me? These are people I've never met and places I've never been. But it's important to realize that what has happened in Macau can happen to us here in America. I have personally seen the effects of the gambling industry, and I have spoken with those who have lived through the experience of it. It is safe to say that the gambling industry, which has enslaved the city of Macau, can one day enslave America if Americans do not do anything to prevent it. I will show you how the casino industry in Macau has affected the city both positively and negatively, and how those effects have become permanent in the city. Let's begin. The gambling industry has positively impacted the city of Macau in several ways. The first is that it offers high employment. According to a local missionary, unemployment is at a low 1%. This is very good for the city. In addition, those workers working for the casinos receive very high wages. According to a local, these workers make an average of $2,000 per month. Although this does not sound like much, this is actually a 30% increase more than the average wages for unskilled workers in the city. Now these casinos bring high tourism. Millions of tourists flock to the city of Macau each year, and many of them go to the casinos. As seen behind me, these pictures of the casinos show just how busy the casinos are when these tourists come to gamble. And finally, these casinos, which generate much revenue, support a huge portion of the government. The government then reciprocates this money back to the people in several forms. These include healthcare vouchers, improved transportation, and government subsidies, including up to $600 to $700 per month per citizen. Now, although these positive effects sound great, they're not without their blemishes. The industry has negatively affected the city as well. The first problem is that the casino places a lot of stress on its workers. According to one local, these workers face frequent shift changes. They may be working at one station one day and a different station the next night. This places a lot of stress and ruins a lot of consistency on the workers. This ruins any chance of consistency for individuals and for their families. Macau has also become very materialistic. There is a looming presence of money and wealth for the city. And these individuals find and compare what they have with each other to see who has the most. Their value is based on what they own and not who they are. People then spend this money, spend their time trying to earn money to outdo each other, and then this destroys their friendships as well. As a result, these citizens find themselves spun into debt as they continue to buy more and more items that they cannot afford. Now let's look at how the industry has affected the city in the future. The gambling industry has permanently impacted the future of the city in several ways. The first is that the city is in bondage to the industry. This has come in several forms. For example, the industry has affected the city in several depths and in several aspects. If the industry were to die away, it is safe to say that the city would change as it is. If the industry dies, the city dies. The city has then become enslaved and dependent upon the success of this industry. It has been safe to say that the industry is going to last a long time. And unless mainland China decides to move in and shut down operations, the casino industry in Macau is going to last. Now this concludes what we have about the casino's impact on Macau. We have seen both the positive and negative effects that the casino industry has on Macau. We also have seen how the system has entrenched itself into society. Now again, you may be wondering, how does this affect us? Well, it can cover and take over America the same way it has taken over Macau. We need to then prevent a similar takeover here in America. We can do that in several ways. One, we can pray. We can pray for the city, for our society, so that they will not change and desire to move into a gambling industry. And secondly, we need to pray for our legislators so that they do not advocate legislation that promotes gambling. And secondly, we need to take an active role in voting against legislation that promotes gambling. Will you take action?